Good morning, my lovelies. Today we are off to Sydney. Not a planned trip, wasn't prepared for this trip, but Niantic has dropped, boom, unknowns on us for the RTX convention that is happening this weekend in Sydney. Would have been good to know about it beforehand, to like make a whole weekend out of it, but we adapt, we improvise, and we conquer. So, we are off to Sydney. It's about a 2-hour drive from where I am. I mean, like Google Maps will say it's like an hour and 40, but once you hit the city, depending on the traffic, I mean, thankfully it's a Sunday, so hopefully we can dodge any of the, major traffic. Fingers crossed. So, 2-hour drive down there. We'll grab a spot near Darling Harbour and basically just start going nuts for unknown. So, unknown R, T, and X are spawning. Fingers crossed we can get ourselves a couple. I think I'll finally be able to fulfill my dream of getting a AR shot of an unknown. Once I've got one of each of them, I'm going to take some nice AR pictures, I think. And yeah, just kind of make the most of being down there. I can't stay in for the whole day, unfortunately. Once again, if I'd known, I'd have planned things differently. But I will be recording another session of Dungeons Down Under with the guys this afternoon, so we have to go down, catch some stuff, come back in time for that. So we're going to compromise. So without any further ado, let's head to Sydney for our great unknown adventure. So the next most important part of our pilgrimage is the must-do between Newcastle and Sydney stop at the Twin Servos for a really disgraceful and unhealthy McDonald's breakfast. So, yay. So we've made it to Sydney. We're in Darling Harbour. I just had a quick look on the nearby. It appears there might be an unknown across the park here, so I'm going to shimmy over there and see if that one is still there. And then we're going to have a bit of an explore. There is also a gym that has been put up for RTX, so a RTX sponsored, I'm guessing, gym with a raid that's about to crack there that should be Kyogre. So we'll see if we can head there and if other people are raiding too. I'm just going to see what the setup at the front of RTX looks like. So we've got our first unknown on the map. So it does look like it's an unknown T, I think. Magic. Let's go a regular raspberry, because there should be quite a few of these today. And Ultra Ball. And a crappy throw. I'm trying to get better at the one-handed throws, but it's just not my forte, to be honest. And wonderful, in the bag. Unknown T, excellent. Let's have a quick check for the above average. That's fine. I mean, like, any unknown for me is amazing. You guys know, if you saw my video a couple of weeks ago, I got my first unknown. It's been like, what, more than a year, and I finally got my first one. So this is gonna be pretty awesome to be down here. I imagine people are gonna start lighting things up pretty soon. It is 8:30 AM, so it's still pretty quiet. It's picked up a 10K, which is good, but this is the RTX gym here. It looks like it's pretty deep within the convention center, so maybe I can get an angle at it from the other side of the road, but we have about 15 minutes before the raid starts there, so we'll kick around a bit, see if there's any more unknowns or anything else cool, and go from there. Scratch that, I'm going back the way that I came because there's an unknown R. Well, there was an unknown R on my nearby, so let's go back here quickly. Awesome. Ooh, I thought that was a step and it wasn't. Unknown R, let's get this one. So this is another new one for me. I do want to take some nice AR pics, but not just yet. I want to... Terrible throw, I need to use both hands. Connection. Don't judge my throws. I want to catch at least one of each of them before I start doing any pretty AR stuff, just to be safe. So, magic, in the bag. I feel like it's going to be pretty easy. Oh, it's a wonder. Nice. Not that I'm transferring, I mean, if I get enough, I'll transfer the ones that aren't great, but I definitely want to keep one of every letter that I ever get. And we got the unknown medal as well, excellent. I'm going to quickly shiny check this Aaron. Regular. Okay, now as previously planned, let's head over towards the convention center and see if we can see what's going on there. And get ready for this raid, hopefully. I feel like we're not even 3 minutes in and we already have unknown X on the nearby as well, so it's just a bit further up here. gonna run up and grab this one, and then we'll investigate the raid situation. Okay, magic. Now we've got Unknown X. Let's just go with regular Raz again and Ultra. Boom. Magic, like we've literally been in Sydney, I parked the car, we've been here for maybe 15 minutes and we've got RT and X, which is absolutely nutty. There is a raid gonna crack here as well in 30 minutes, just behind me here at Harbourside Plaza, I think it is. So we'll hang around for that one, I think, do a bit of just grinding and catching some stuff. Then we'll see how close we can get to the one over at RTX and see if we can get to that one as well. There's another X on sightings. Where is that one? That one is over there. Okay, gonna make a bit of a game plan and kind of figure out which ones we're going to track down next, because I'm not sure how many of these are like major roads that are going to be a pain to get across, but I'll make a plan. Okay, another unknown T. It's starting to sprinkle a little bit. I have got a umbrella in the car, but I don't really want to go back for it, so we're going to try and take a nice pic of this. And then maybe assess if we need to go get an umbrella, but we'll figure it out. Be able to catch this one with a grade. It is starting to kind of rain a little bit, like proper rain. So got this one. Magic. Let's get out of the rain and maybe run back and grab the umbrella. I think we've got time to go grab the umbrella before this raid starts. So yeah, that's like the smartest idea. Okay, I promise I'm trying to go get the umbrella, but these things just keep spawning. So another unknown T. Let's go AR again. Okay, the rain is coming back. Let's quickly hit this one, Ultra. Oh, that was a terrible throw. Okay, let's try and get out of this rain. And it fled. Dang it. Oh well, at least we got a couple of good pictures of that one. Let's go get this umbrella, and there'll be many more to come, I'm sure.
Basement level 2.
Onwards.
Level 2.
Okay, 2 more unknowns. I'm gonna go a bit more conservative with these ones maybe. If I don't get it in the first ball, I'm gonna start maybe doing some golden razzes. I know we've got one of everything, but maybe we get one with good IVs. I know we can't do one with, like, do anything with one with good IVs, but still. There's another X in the bag. Come on, brother. And a T right next to it. So, I reckon we can take a nice spot here in the garden maybe. Take a nice pic. So the one downside to the nano berry trick in AR is that you cannot switch your berry afterwards, which it's a bit of a trade-off, but you get better angles using the nano until Niantic fixes the glitch where they like keep following you. I might actually test, oh god, there's an R as well. This is crazy. Okay. Maybe let's try and go like micro photo, like down on this little path here. Pretend that's like a big bit of ground. I'm gonna fool the AR. No, it's too clever. It's too clever. I can bring him up here. I would like one of it attacking, that'd be pretty good, but I guess we just have to be patient for that. You know what, let's leave, catch it in regular mode once again, and I need to head off for these raids, otherwise I probably am going to miss them. So I feel like the one that was down at the Darling Harbour-ish bit, like Harbour Plaza or whatever, I think that's probably started. Another unknown in the bag, magic. But the one at RTX starts in about, oh, we've got 1 minute. The one at RTX starts in 10 minutes, so I think that one's got the better odds, so I might head there first and see how we go. So off to this Kyogre raid, fingers crossed. So I made it just in time for the Kyogre raid at Harbour Plaza. Actually, the one for RTX is quite deep within the actual exhibition centre, so I might go a bit later and check to see how much tickets are to get in. Considering that it is the Sunday, maybe it's a bit cheaper. That'd be pretty good. But if not, we're gonna have to just give that RTX gym a miss. I did want to spin it just to see if anything special happened. Probably not, but you never know. So we're gonna hit this Kyogre here and see how we go, fingers crossed. This will be my first Kyogre since the fix to like actually bring it a bit closer and easier to hit. So fingers crossed we actually get it. Might take a nice AR pick as well, because look at how nice this spot is. So yeah, let's go. I'll see you at the end of the battle. Okay, time to catch. It is phenomenally closer now as well, which is incredible. Bit of a trash throw, but I mean, hey, it was just the nanab to get rid of there. Still have to send it a little bit, but not as bad as what it used to be. I do need to clean my screen though. Great throw. I think that's probably the best I'm going to do, is going to be hitting great throws, and even then, maybe? No. Got him. Wonderful. Let's have a quick check of those IVs. I've forgotten to check what is like the goods for Kyogre, so certainly caught. So probably won't necessarily be better than the one we have, but I'll check that a bit later for the proper IVs. But, oh, 2k egg going. Let's see what we get. Wormhole. I did manage to clear out my eggs as well, so I have got a full new set of eggs. And let's quickly shiny check this Magikarp. No, just regular. So I'm going to do another bit of a lap around for unknowns. So far I've got quite a few. Let's have a quick check. 2, 4, 6, 7 unknowns already, 1 ran away. But that's an awesome start to the day, to be honest. So let's have another lap. There's the RTX Kyogre that we can't get into. But, oh well. No other raids just quite yet nearby, so we'll just do a few more laps, catch a few more unknowns, take some few more pics. Okay, let's check in quickly and see how we are going for the unknowns. We are sitting on 14 unknowns, which is pretty crazy for me, considering I only got my first one like 2 weeks ago. It's pretty insane to have 14 in like the space of, what did we get here at 8:30, 9:30, 2 hours, 2 and a bit hours. We have got 14 unknown, which is just insane, absolute insanity. So we are going to probably go grab this Walmer. I always need the candies. I'm still a way off. I'm walking with my Feebas at the moment. This is my 93% Feebas, so I can get it up to like enough buddy distance. We've hatched a whole bunch of eggs, which is great, and we've got space for some more to pick up as well. There's a Nidoking raid here, and I mean, I know this place is going to be swarming with spoofers just because of the unknown event, and not even spoofers want to waste their free pass on a Nidoking raid, so not doing that. So yeah, I'll probably make my way down back to the park area, do another lap, catch some last few unknowns, grab some lunch, and then head home because we don't have that much time to spend here, unfortunately. But 14 unknown is insane. Let's keep going, let's pick up some more eggs and see what we end up on at the end of the day. Well, it's pretty much time to head home, I think. We've been out for, what, 8:30? About 3 and a bit hours. We have absolutely raked in the unknowns. I won't do a final count yet until we get to the car, because there's still like maybe a kilometre to walk back to the car, and we might get something else spicy. So let's just catch this last Aron. Snag that Aron. We just had a Laron as well, which is pretty cool. The weather has changed to partly cloudy instead of rainy, so there's lots of Aron spawning. Still no shiny Aron for me, so that's going to be probably a long-term goal. So let's walk back through the park, see if there's any more unknowns, and then it's time to head back to Newcastle. So let's roll. Holy moly, what a massive day. We absolutely cleaned up with unknowns. It was ridiculous. I'm currently heading back to Newcastle. I'm stopping for another sneaky coffee. On the way back, I'll clean up this cluster after I grab my coffee, but let's just check in and see how we did today. So, even just looking at our recents, like holy moly, that's like Sydney trips can be some of the best trips, to be honest, to clean up for Pokemon. So we caught a absolute ton of Arons, still no shiny, but that's okay. A couple of Whalmers, which is awesome for the candies. They're all terrible IVs, so I'm going to save them for a double candy event to transfer. But the unknowns were off the chain. We got a Slackoth as well. Let's quickly check in with our unknown. Let's see, how many do we enter? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 22 unknowns we are at. Oh my goodness. This is ridiculous. So I now have unknown RT and X, and the S that I caught was my first one ever. But look at all these beautiful babies. I'm really happy as well with how a lot of my AR pictures turned out. Really pleased with those. I'll chuck a couple of them up here if I didn't include them all in the video. And I'll also probably be putting some on Instagram, so follow on Instagram, ZoëTwoDots on there as well, to check some of the best pictures that we took today. We picked up a whole bunch of Cacnea. I finally have enough to evolve into Cacturn. Bunch of Baltoy. I'm like one off, so I will have enough once I do some transferring. And yeah, we've got a few awesome evolutions to do in an evolution live stream, which I reckon we will do maybe on Tuesday my time. I'm going to figure something out and do some evolutions and stuff. So I'm really interested to see, because this event wasn't really like, Niantic hasn't even spoken about it, hasn't even posted to confirm that, hey, there's this thing that's happening in Sydney. It's pretty much just been like word of mouth and people being like, oh, why are there so many unknowns? Oh shit, there's a thing for, you know, RTX. Go and get your unknowns. So I'm very curious to see if there'll be another unknown event next weekend, because there is the international championships for the Pokemon VGC, and I think the TCG as well. I'll confirm, but basically like the Pokemon World Cup kind of thing is happening next weekend in Sydney as well, which I maybe waiting to hear back on an email. I might have a media pass for, which would be pretty cool to go down and film some of that. So who knows, maybe there'll be another unknown event. It's kind of weird if they didn't do one for their own World Cup, but they do one for RTX. I'm sure RTX is like, or Twitch is paying for this probably, because they had an unknown event at TwitchCon last year in the States. I don't recall if they had unknowns and stuff for... Was there a special event for the World Cup last year? I'll look into that as well, because maybe that will give us an indication on whether or not there will be something special next weekend as well. But I mean, if you are in Sydney or if you're around Sydney, keep your peepers peeped for next weekend as well, just in case, because we have no idea and we're not being communicated with. So as much as I love like getting hype about like, you know, oh my goodness, like an unexpected event, like it does make it a bit frustrating when I could have spent all of yesterday when I was doing nothing all day in Sydney, rather than having to wake up at 4 AM to drive down and cram it in today before I have to get other stuff done tomorrow. So, and it makes it annoying for, you know, other creators and things like that, or other Pokemon Go players. Like for example, ProPlanty, you know, if he had a week's notice, probably could have planned a trip and come up to Sydney, maybe spent the weekend. It's pretty expensive to just come up for a day, or even just for 2 days, the weekend. Make a week out of it. Like, people could have actually maximized their time had we known about the event. I honestly, if I had known that there was going to be an unknown event, I probably would have come up Saturday morning, spent the whole day, gone to RTX, like bought tickets, paid to stay the night, and spent the whole Sunday here. So yeah, communication's key, people. People can maximize more out of that, I reckon, but you know, that's just my opinion. I do enjoy the hype of, holy moly, there's suddenly something here, but I'd way more prefer the hype of having my life in order and planned out a little bit sometimes. So yes, but very, very stoked that we were able to get 22. We're sitting on 22 unknowns. Like, that is insane. Took some awesome pictures and had a pretty good morning. I had a pretty good, I can't even say a good day, because it's only been like, I've been in Sydney for like 3 hours, so 2 hours up. 3 hours there, and I'm probably about 40 minutes from home now. So yes, when it becomes a 4-hour round trip and you're spending less time in the actual place catching unknowns, I wish I had more time, but it is what it is, as they say. If you guys are new here, be sure to subscribe to stay up to date with all of the Pokemon Go goodness that happens around me, that happens in Australia. We're going to be doing a live stream evolving some new stuff next week. Let's get excited, because I've got a few things I'm pretty excited to evolve. We'll go through the unknowns and appraise all of those guys as well. If you want to stay up to date with the kind of day-to-day stuff, follow on Twitter and Instagram. And if you want to stay up to date with other games and hang out in other live streams besides Pokemon Go and besides my travel stuff, do follow on Twitch as well. We've been streaming some Monster Hunter, which was really fun, and on live stream, my last live stream was actually how we found out that there was this Pokemon Go event in Sydney. It was mid-stream through Monster Hunter, and we had this like epiphany moment of putting the pieces together, and it was discovered. So yeah, stay tuned on all of the social medias so I can annoy you on every possible channel on the internet. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!